auction review time, and on this occasion it's Silverstone Auctions, held on the 14th of May at the Peterborough Showground. It was linked to the Motorcycle News Festival of Motorcycling, so a great event, and 170 bikes put into this auction, so it was a really big one for Silverstone, probably their biggest yet. We're going to select 10 of the machines that were put through to give you a flavour of what occurred at the auction and the prices achieved, and I'm going to finish on the one bike that, if I could have selected any, it's the one I'd like in my garage as part of my collection. Okay, first bike. In fact, let's start with two Hondas. First machine is a 1983 CB1100R, developed in the early 80s for endurance racing. These were built by hand in the HRC factory, so they were off the production line there. Very specialist. Around 4,000 of these machines were produced. And only 170 of them were officially imported to the UK. So they're quite rare bikes. They were only made for 2 years. They were very special at the time. In fact, they were around, £4,000 in 1982-83 when they were available. So yeah, they certainly weren't cheap, but they were special machines. And to see one in this condition, as presented here, is quite an opportunity. So immaculately presented, just 15,200 miles from new. You'll struggle to find a better one, and it's original keys, tool roll and paddock stand coming with it. Really, really nice bike, very good running order. Estimate on this, well, £25,000 to £30,000, and it achieved £26,438 all in. Next Honda, lot 343. It's the 1990 Honda 750 VFR 750R, or RC30 as it's known, and well, we've spoken about these bikes before. Developed for the World Superbike Championships, first released in 1988, ridden by the likes of Carl Fogarty, Joey Dunlop, etc. 750cc V4. Now, this particular bike was the sort of cover star for this auction and the pin-up boy for it. It's very, very nicely presented. And what's unique about this, or very special about this bike, the fact it's only done 2 miles from new, 2 push miles from new. So an as new machine, originally imported to Italy, so it's Italian spec or European spec. It was on display at the David Silver Museum for a number of years before being purchased by its current owner. Comes with its original tool roll and paddock stand and handbook. Immaculate condition. Would need recommissioning if you dare ride it, but if you did fire it up and ride it, you'd probably knock 10 grand off the price straight away. So, but the choice is yours. Estimate on this, £55,000 to £65,000. So top end, but it is a top end bike. It achieved what is a new UK auction record for one of these, £65,250 all in. Moving on to our third bike then, another Japanese machine, this time a 1991 Suzuki GSXR 400R. Now, these are really rare in the UK. They were never officially imported here, so it's a grey import, this bike, and it's a rare Suzuki SP sports production model, 4-cylinder machine, 400cc, revs right up to 15,000 RPM red line, producing around 59 brake horsepower, so they've got great power to weight ratio. Apparently flat as a pancake below 6,000 revs, but once you get above that, the power band really kicks in. Fully restored, like I say, grey import into the UK. This bike, absolutely mint condition, must have had a fortune spent on the restoration. It's fully running, MOT'd, ready to go. Estimate on this bike, £8,000 to £10,000. But it achieved, well, it didn't actually achieve its reserve, but they did agree a sale after the auction, sold for £5,869 all in. Next up, there are a couple of curiosities now. So, first machine, lot 340, is a 1947 EMC 350S. Now, a really peculiar bike, these. Very rare. They didn't produce many, probably around 200 of them. Now, what makes these unusual is that they're a 352-stroke engine, but they're what you call a dual piston machine. So they're single cylinder, but dual piston, or split single, or twingle, if you want to call them that. Fascinating bit of engineering, very efficient, very fast in its day. In fact, Google search what these split singles are all about, because it's really interesting, the variations of 1 or 2 manufacturers tried this, and it's really interesting how they approached it. Estimate on this bike, £4,000 to £5,000. Like I say, it's only one of 200 made. Sold for £3,825 all in. So the second of our curiosities then was lot 354, the 1950 Turner Bivan. Now, love it or hate it, it's proved to be a real piece of interest, this machine. We did a little preview video of this when we were at the Stafford show, so check that out on the channel to see what this machine's all about and details about the bike. It is a fascinating thing. You can't help but look at it. It was offered with no reserve, and well, it sold for £11,250. So next bike, lot 352, a British machine this time, a 1972 Triumph Hurricane X75. So only made for 1 year with the US market in mind. Around, 1,152 machines were built. Best described really as a factory special cruiser. Incredible sweeping glass fibre tank and bodywork on these, finished in that bright orange, triple exhaust just on the right hand side. They were visually very impactful bikes and very desirable to this day. In fact, if you want to learn more about these bikes, Dave, our resident mechanic, Dave Mitchell, he did a fantastic video already on the channel about recommissioning one of these machines, so check that out. Prices have been really strong for these over the past few years, and they continue to impress. This one's immaculate, fully restored. You won't really find a better one. Estimate £20,000 to £25,000, and well, it smashed the estimate. Achieved a really good price, £29,250 all in. Two American machines now, lot 395, a 1937 Indian Scout 500. So the standard Scout was 650cc V-twin side valve, but there was also the junior or Pony Scout as it was called, with the 35 cubic inch engine, which is 500 cc's, and this is an example of one of those. Fully restored to a very high standard. Does have some non-standard components on it. Modern improvements, if you like, to make it more rideable. So electronic ignition, 12 volt conversion. It's got a Norton clutch and belt primary on it, and also a very modern carb, which obviously makes it run easier and makes it easier to start. I'm not sure that's the correct branding on the tank either for that year. It looks more early or sort of late 20s, that 30s. It should have been the Indian Chief head, I think. But anyway, stunning looking machine. Estimate on that, £20,000 to £25,000, and it achieved bang on £20,000 all in. Second American machine then, lot 396, beautiful 1947 Harley WL, so 45 cubic inches or 750cc. Again, side valve flathead. First year of the chrome being used on these bikes after the war, so it's the first of the real bling Harleys coming back in, and the first year where the tombstone tail light was introduced, which was very iconic as well. Very high quality restoration, superbly presented, ready to ride. Estimate on this, £14,500 to £16,500, a lot of bike for the money. Sold for £15,525 all in. Moving on then to our ninth lot, lot 460, a barn find this time. And we've got an interesting bike, 1960 matchless G5 350cc single. Like I say, it's a barn find bike. It looks complete. And these were good machines, actually, really solid, reliable bikes. AMC at the time produced the G2, which was a 250cc, as well as the G5, the 350 that we've got here. You can get it AJS badged or matchless badged. Really solid single cylinder engines, unit construction. They were identical, the 250 and 350, except for a longer stroke on the 350 machine. Oil kept in the engine as well, made it a little bit lighter weight compared to the previous ones. 4-stroke overhead valve, like I say, solid, reliable commuter machines, really good value today, and great if you want to get into the classic bike world and not spend a lot of money. This one, ripe for restoration, no reserve, and it sold for, just £1,125 all in. So finally, lot 10, and the bike, if I could have chosen any, I would like to take home and put in my garage. And I've gone for, this time, a modern classic. In fact, lot 335, a 2000 MV Agusta F4 Series Oro. So one of the first edition 750cc 4-cylinder machines. Launched in 1998 and first available from 1999. I was just 20 when these came out, and they absolutely blew my mind when I first saw them, and they still look absolutely gorgeous today. The styling just hasn't dated at all. The first 300 machines were very special spec and were hand built off the line. They were the Serie Oro ones, like this example here. Ferrari designed 16 valve double overhead cam engine, gorgeous tubular steel trellis frames, 126 brake horsepower, tons of carbon fibre. This machine's just done 189 kilometres from new, so it's as new condition, immaculately presented. Estimate 20 to £25,000, and it sold for £21,375 all in, and that's the bike I'd like in my garage. But that summarises the auction itself. There was 170 bikes in it, 120 of them actually sold on the day. And if you like this, then give us your comments below. Let us know what you think of the bikes we've selected, and we'll see you for another auction video again soon.